Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV, Alternative Media Television. It is, of course, May 29th, 2014, and according to a U.S. Navy official, again months after the disappearing act of Flight MH370, are now officially saying that they looked for MH370 in the wrong area. Just like AMTV broke initially over 60 days ago that this plane was hijacked, and obviously it was a very large cover-up by the United States government, is now being leaked and revealed by the mainstream media, whether or not it's Russia Today overseas or it's CNN. Again, corroborating that the search area for Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 can now be discounted, which pretty much means they were lying to you from the very beginning. And there was no downed plane in the Indian Ocean. The 4 pings at the center of the search for the missing Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 were not from the jet's black boxes, a senior U.S. Navy official said on Wednesday. The sounds were likely from another man-made source unrelated to the missing plane. So we are either led to believe that the U.S. federal government, along with intelligence agencies around the world and news organizations, most notably the mainstream media, are either the most inept sources of information on the planet, or they're all complicit in the largest conspiracy that we have ever seen, the largest flight conspiracy since the September 11th terrorist attacks. Again, this is not just corroborated overseas with news outlets like RT, but is now being corroborated with mainstream media bullshit propaganda machines like CNN. Saying, hey, did the ocean device capture Flight MH370's end? No, it didn't. Because there was no end to Flight MH370. Again, it was very likely hijacked and then covered up by the international intelligence community that would have every reason and motive to do so. Again, imagine what would have happened if the American people and people around the world were to learn that a plane was mysteriously hijacked by terrorists or a rogue government, maybe on board or even remotely through its remote systems. Could you imagine what that would do to airline travel and the amount of fear it would strike in the bumbling, idiotic fools that follow people like Anderson Cooper? Again, I've done a string of videos on this, and we've hit the nail on the head, again, as usual from the very beginning, with over 250,000 views released right when the plane had disappeared, calling it, again, the largest conspiracy since 9/11. Again, a paltry 250,000 views, hoping to get millions more, just spreading the truth and spreading liberty around the world. Please share it, and please watch, if you haven't already, Flight 370, largest conspiracy since 9/11. Again, a giant cover-up. And now, other websites are confirming that MH370, yes, is in fact a conspiracy theory. Many believing that it was either docked in areas, strategic areas like Diego Garcia, or perhaps overseas in another country. It could be Pakistan, not to pick on Pakistan, or any country for that matter. A rogue government with the help of maybe onboard or remote-controlled terrorists. And it could be retrofitting this plane, arming it with a nuclear bomb for a later attack that could literally destroy and blow up an entire American city. Again, the travel industry at large, and of course the U.S. federal government and the Central Intelligence Agency has every motive to cover up this hijacking of this plane. Again, it would send the travel industry to a grinding halt, cost billions of dollars, and may in fact could potentially even crash the stock market. There would be that much fear, and nobody would travel again, at least for a short while. The same thing we saw post the September 11th terror attacks, with the massive closings and cancellations following that false flag event not too long ago. Again, I pulled up an old report from the U.S. Travel Association discussing the impact of 9/11 on the travel industry. Again, could you imagine the impact of Flight 370 and that hijacked plane would have on the travel industry today in a world where we supposedly have greater security, but we actually don't. It's all a facade. In fact, taking your shoes off at the airport and going through security to be patted down in your private parts, again, all a facade of security. We are less secure today, although we've traded our liberty for the perception of fake security than we were before the September 11th, 2001 terror attacks, with the perfect example being Flight 370 and its likely hijacking. Again, God forbid what might happen in the not-too-distant future, either with the second leg of this hijacked plane in a planned terror attack, potentially against the United States, or some kind of nuclear event. Keep in mind that the former Malaysian Prime Minister, also, I reported on this a week or so ago, reported that the CIA and intelligence agencies here in the States accused them openly of a massive cover-up regarding MH Flight 370. Again, you're constantly being lied to by the mainstream bullshit media and the likes of Anderson Cooper that prefers to openly discuss issues such as Donald Sterling, worthless stories used to just basically to incite and create a race war here in the United States of America, and take your eye off the ball of openly hijacked planes like MH370. And what really makes me sad is the victims, those passengers, the 239 innocents, many of which may still be and likely still be alive, being held against their will, maybe in huts, maybe tortured, maybe gang raped, while the international community, CNN, the mainstream media, and the U.S. federal government, along with global intelligence, lies boldly to your faces and boldly to the victims' families' faces. Now admitting that the search area for Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 in the Indian Ocean was totally false and can now be officially discounted, portraying and demonstrating just how dumb and how much of bumbling fools they really are. Again, in my opinion, all of them complicit in the largest cover-up since September 11th. Get it out everywhere, make it viral, hard-hitting and in your face. I'm Christopher Green, and click the link below to support our sponsor.